Okay, so this one was recommended on Reddit, and yes, it's ridiculous. Not to be confused with the 1983 horror movie of the same name. From 2017, this is Lifetime's Deadly Lessons. I'm Jay Harangue, and I've wasted hours of my life watching terrible films.
You should subscribe.
This is Lisa Jones, and she's the main character.
Hi.
She's in college, and today is ethics class with Professor Michael Harris.
Let's chat about the assignment.
Yeah, let's. But hang on, Lisa's friend Patrick is talking in class, and this hasn't gone unnoticed by Professor Harris.
And?
You seem to want to start the discussion?
So it's clear Patrick hasn't done the assignment.
Isn't that terrible?
No.
So he questions Lisa instead, and while she has done it, it's not her own work.
Plagiarism is a serious ethical offense.
Okay.
Miss Jones, my office, please.
Uh-oh, looks like Lisa's in trouble. Nice ethics, Professor Harris. Lisa hasn't told anyone about her clandestine affair with Professor Harris, so her friend Tiffany tells her she thinks it's really unfair how he's always singling Lisa out, while Patrick watches and listens from behind a tree.
Okay.
Patrick and Tiffany ask Lisa to come to a party, but she's like, no, sorry, I have to study, and walks off.
Professor Harris must really be getting to her.
He gets to everyone.
Then it's time someone got to him.
The plan is for Patrick to go around to Professor Harris's house and spy through the window. And oh no, they've seen him with Lisa. The next morning in ethics class,
Professor Harris's class is cancelled today. Lisa Jones, can I see you in my office for a few minutes, please?
sorry, but does he not get his own classroom? Why are all his classes outside on the lawn? Anyway, the dean's been sent photos of Lisa and Professor Harris together, so he sacks Professor Harris, while Patrick watches and listens through the window.
I quit too.
Lisa.
I don't want to stay at this school.
So that's it, they're both leaving, and on the way out they decide to move in together, while Patrick watches and listens from behind a tree. I'm not making this up, by the way. Patrick is always watching them, but more on that later. On their way to wherever they're going, Lisa stops to tell her mum, played by one of the worst actresses I've ever seen.
I love him.
You're too young to even understand love. When you're finished having your midlife crisis, I'll be waiting to pick up the pieces of my daughter.
Mom.
It's not gonna last.
I'm not sure about you, but if my much younger girlfriend's mum disapproved of our relationship, I probably wouldn't start groping her outside her mum's house. Anyway, as soon as they arrive, they get married.
Wow, that was fast.
Yeah, it was. And they move straight into this log cabin. Lisa tells Professor Harris she loves it, and then they bang, while Patrick watches from the bushes.
Really?
Really?
This is ridiculous. I don't know how far they've driven, but we saw a fair bit of driving footage, and somehow Patrick has beaten them there. Also, why is he doing this? Does he not have anything else going on? Anyway, the next morning, Lisa meets her new neighbour Beverly, whose husband also works at the college, while Patrick watches and listens from behind a tree. Where did he sleep?
How's it going, new neighbor?
Hi, I'm Lisa.
It's so nice to meet you.
Oh, really?
The people who lived here before were horrible.
Okay, that's a bit of a weird thing to say.
It is.
Anyway, Beverly invites Lisa to the faculty barbecue on Sunday.
Everyone will be there.
So Lisa tells Professor Harris, who she's now calling Michael, about it. He's like, yeah, not going. And she's like, oh, please. And he's like, okay, but I'll be late. The next day, Lisa's made breakfast for Michael.
The toast is burnt.
Sorry.
Then Michael heads off to work, while Patrick watches from behind a tree.
Really?
I mean, come on. Has he got an Airbnb?
Maybe.
Unbelievable. I'm sorry, how rubbish is Lisa? How did she not notice that this toast was burnt? What is this film? Anyway, it's now Sunday and it's time for the faculty barbecue. Lisa's arrived early and it looks like she's having a good time, while Patrick watches from behind a tree. Yes, this is shit. Anyway, Beverly asks where Michael is.
Oh, he's coming later.
I see.
Then Lisa's introduced to this woman, Sandra, who knows Michael. She's like, it's bad what happened in Portland, isn't it? And Lisa's like, what happened in Portland? And Sandra's like, nothing. Then Michael arrives. Lisa's like, hi, Michael, there's someone here called Sandra who knows you. And he's like, right, that's it, we're leaving.
Now.
Wow. Beverly's clocked this abusive and controlling behaviour, as has Patrick, from behind a tree.
Of course.
When they get home, Lisa's like, Michael, what happened in Portland? And he's like, well, I had this fiancée called Wendy, and just before the wedding, she unalived herself.
What?
Yeah, apparently that's something I have to say on YouTube in order for my videos to get pushed out. All the alternatives get flagged up.
Is that a fact?
I have no idea, but that's what everyone says, so I'm going to go with it just this once. I'll go back to saying committed suicide. Shit!
She was one of my students.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it looks like a pattern of behaviour. The next day, Michael's made Lisa some breakfast and they decide to eat it out on the terrace. Why? So Patrick can see and hear from behind another tree.
Oh, come on. That's full.
I'm not making this up. It's been about a week now. Does he not have school? Anyway, Michael's bought Lisa a gift. It's a horrible dress.
That doesn't look good.
But he's like, I hope you wear it every day, then goes to work. The next day, Patrick's behind a tree again, but this time at his own school.
At last.
Tiffany's like, okay, Patrick, I've found out some stuff about Professor Harris, and we have to tell Lisa. So she calls Lisa, and she's like, sorry about telling the dean about you and Professor Harris having sex.
Are you serious right now?
There's some things about Michael that you don't know that you really need to know.
Okay, you know what? I have to go.
Okay, so that's not worked out.
No?
But Lisa's suspicious, so when Michael gets home...
Tiffany called me today.
I don't want you talking to her anymore.
You can't tell me who I can and can't talk to.
I said I don't want you talking to her! Ever!
Oh yeah, sorry. Patrick's watching through the window. Anyway, to make sure there's no more talking to Tiffany, Michael snaps Lisa's phone in half.
Ooh. You're odd.
She's like, Jesus, Michael, how am I supposed to talk to people? He's like, you can go into town tomorrow and get yourself a part-time job, but you need to be home by the time I get home. Later that night... The next morning...
I feel really out of it.
Yeah, I think we had a bit too much to drink last night.
I don't think so.
She's like, Michael, I'd like to go back to school next semester. And he's like, no, that's not happening. And you'll be making a bit more effort with your appearance from now on.
Wait, what?
You're not a student anymore, you're my wife.
Okay, then.
And Lisa starts thinking that maybe she's made a mistake.
You think?
So she goes into town and gets a job at this cafe working for this woman, Angela. When she gets home, Detective James of the Useless Lifetime Police Department is there. You may recognise her from Lethal Soccer Mom and The Contractor. Detective James tells Michael and Lisa that Tiffany is missing, while Patrick watches and listens from behind a tree. Michael tells Detective James that she should question Patrick because he was in love with Tiffany and Lisa.
Did you find Patrick's behavior unusual or?
No.
That's because she doesn't know how he spent the last few weeks hiding behind trees, watching everything she does.
Good point.
He basically stalked them.
When Detective James leaves, Lisa tells Michael she wants to go home and look for Tiffany, but Michael says no. The next day, Detective James comes back to question Lisa again, while Patrick watches and listens from behind a tree. Detective James is like, Lisa, are you aware that your husband has shagged loads of his students? And Lisa's like, yeah. And she's like, oh, okay, good, bye. When she leaves, Lisa sits outside while Patrick watches from the bushes. Then Michael comes home. Lisa tells him how Detective James came round, and he's like, right, that's it. So he calls her and tells her to stop harassing Lisa, or his lawyers will get involved. Lisa thinks this is weird behaviour, so asks Beverly for a ride to the police station, where she sees a photo of Michael's ex-fiancée and finds out that her body was never found. While she's out, Patrick finally emerges from the foliage and starts snooping around the house. I wonder what he's looking for. Oh, right, he's sniffing Lisa's clothes.
Ew.
The next day at work, Michael's ex-fiancée walks in, alive.
Obviously.
And she needs to talk to Lisa. She tells Lisa to get away from Michael before it's too late, then just fucks off. When Lisa gets home, Michael asks her what she was doing at the police station.
You were following me?
She assumes then that that's a yes.
Correctamundo.
This is all your fault!
I don't see how.
Anyway, Lisa packs up her stuff and is about to leave, but Michael tells her she's not going anywhere.
Get ready for bed.
Sexy. Oh, right, it's worked. She's done it. The next morning, she sees a news report that says Tiffany is dead. Michael's like, I reckon it was Patrick. But she's like, no, Michael, I reckon it was you.
All I do is love!
Well, that's not all you do, is it?
No.
Lisa runs round to Beverly's and tells her to call the police.
Okay.
Then there's this chase through the woods. And yes, this scene goes on and on and on. Until he catches her on this bridge, pins her down and strangles her. Right, I have no idea where that came from. Anyway, he's dead.
Good.
Detective James gives Lisa a lift home, tells her Patrick's still alive, and that's the end of the film. So until next time. Thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe, and please consider joining my Patreon. There's a link in the description. Thank you.